In Revelation chapter 1, as John is about to write the letters to the seven churches, he sees a vision of Christ, and that vision of Christ is telling. It helps us understand the power and the authority in the word of the Lord. And he hears a voice, and the voice is like the sound of a mighty trumpet behind him. And he turns to see the voice that is speaking, and he sees one like the Son of Man standing among the seven lampstands. One like the Son of Man suggests that he had the appearance of a human being. And yet, this appearance was not a normal human being. Because as he is described as clothed with a garment down to his feet and girded about the chest with a golden band. His head and hair were white like snow and like wool. His eyes were like a flame of fire, and his feet were like fine brass, as if refined in a furnace. His voice as the voice of many waters, suggesting the power of that rushing or falling or pounding waters. And in his right hand he held 7 stars, and out of his mouth came a sharp two-edged sword. His countenance, or his face, was like the sun shining in strength. And when John saw the Lord in this vision, he fell on his feet. He fell on his face at the feet of Jesus as dead. Whether he fainted or just fell out in shock, we know that John was overwhelmed by this vision of Jesus Christ. The Lord is here seen in His glory, in His majesty, His dignity, and His power and authority. And that power and authority and majesty of Jesus Christ overwhelmed John in such a way that he fell down as though he was dead. We know that John was afraid because Jesus puts his hand on him and says, "Do not be afraid." John had spent 3 years with Jesus, eating with Him, talking with Him, learning from Him, praying with Him, waiting on Him, and following Him as Jesus went about His work. And he saw compassion and care and gentleness. He saw a great teacher, a rabbi. He saw one that they came to see as the Son of God. But there's no record of John or any of the apostles reacting to Jesus as he does in this vision. But what John sees here is something that is frightening. You know, as we are about to receive the words, especially the words of correction from the Son of Man, who is the Son of God, we need to have fear and respect. There needs to be an awe of reverence that we have before Jesus. Jesus will speak words of instruction and correction for these 7 churches. And they'd better listen, because He is God, the Son of God. He has majesty and glory and dignity, but He also has power and might. And we need to react in fear of Jesus Christ as we are confronted by His Word even today. This is a valuable picture of the Apostle John falling on his face before Jesus Christ in awe at His words of warning. If you would like to study with me personally, if you would like information about the Bible, answers to your religious questions, check out my website, nycbibleteacher.com. nycbibleteacher.com, and you can see other opportunities to study the Word of God. Thank you for listening today.